The From the Bench Sports Podcast, bringing you analysis, opinion, and insight into the world of sports. With your host and founder of AccessMediaGlobal.com, Mark Janisch.
Hello once again, everyone. My name is Mark Janisch. I thank Jim Sirianni, the voice of the From the Bench podcast, for that introduction. I'm Mark Janisch. This is the February 9th edition of the From the Bench podcast. Just a couple things going on in the world of sports. I haven't been with you for a while due to some outside academic work at my local community college. If you want to get a hold of what that circumstance is, specifically read my blog post statistics located at AccessMediaGlobal.com. It's not necessarily on the front page right now, but you're welcome to go into the search bar and check that out. I just posted that a couple of days ago. New highlights from the Los Angeles Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers are posted. The Los Angeles Clippers will be hosting will be hosted by the Cleveland Cavaliers this afternoon at 4:30 Pacific time. Kawhi Leonard is out with a knee problem, and so is Patrick Beverley, so you won't be able to be seeing those individuals per se in the light of the load management schedule and other things of this nature. Congratulations to Joe Pasternak and the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos out of the Big West Conference. A couple of big wins, one which you may have seen on ESPNU, a 64-61 victory over UC Irvine. UC Irvine is 7-2 in the league, and UCSB improves to 5-4, their third straight home win. They're going to be on the road February 13th, this coming Thursday, against the Aggies of UC Davis. So welcome to those of you listening around the world. Specifically, we see you, Hong Kong, visiting the website. And we want to continue to encourage you in the midst of the struggles that you are having within the community, but we want to have you welcome to the sports community. I wanted to also let you guys know that we will have some programming continuations. Rick Prusing, local attorney and major Michigan State Spartan fan, will be returning to the podcast for a mid-season report. You might remember a couple of weeks ago we did a podcast forecasting the fortunes of the Michigan State Spartans. I wanted to let you guys know that we'll be updating that as we get into the month of February. I haven't scheduled that yet, but that is coming for all of you Michigan State Spartan fans. Want to also say thank you to everybody who's passed by the website from the United States, Canada, Bulgaria, and predominantly Hong Kong. Go to the international page where we're still working on getting some feeds restored. I'll have some more on that in just a little bit, as far as I'm working on reaching out to some web developers to fix some problems within the website. So just want to let you know that I am aware of those things. Wanted to let you guys know also that the Tokyo Summer Olympics, July 24th to August 9th, we're going to find out how the United States TV broadcast been researching that today. Because of the time change, I believe it's 16 hours from Pacific Daylight Time. They're 16 hours ahead of us. So, for example, when I checked the timing, it was 1:22 Pacific Time, just about an hour and 15 minutes ago. And it was 6:21, I believe it was a.m., 16 hours ahead of the Pacific Standard Time. So there's going to be some issues with some tape delay and some delayed live coverage. What you probably will be able to do is DVR the live events if you have that available to you. You probably can also live stream, but once again, NBC is going to face some difficult problems going ahead with the Olympic coverage. Similar stuff they they had in 2018 and 2012 in Beijing, China, as far as the same time zone being there. It is very, very interesting. I want to let you guys know that some of the latency with some of these broadcasts is going to continue through the month of May because of the things I've detailed for you. Some of the academic pursuits I'm doing at my local community college makes me not able necessarily to go ahead and produce these podcasts on a regular basis. You're welcome to listen on Libsyn and Stitcher Radio. I want to thank you guys for downloading that type of stuff. Appreciate doing the podcast. Going into a new year of the podcast and the website at accessmediaglobal.com. Do need to let you guys know I need your support. I need your economic support. If you want to see this programming improve, you want to see the website maintenance to a better level, we need your help. I need your help. You can go to the homepage at accessmediaglobal.com and donate. Click on the donate button. It's very easy to do. I need your support if this is going to be something that you enjoy. I need your support because, to be honest with you, I have some other programming ideas that I'd like to introduce to the website, and I need to make a decision regarding the longevity of this site. But I need to hear from you if you'd like to keep some of this program going. Airtime costs money, podcasts cost money, and also web maintenance, which is the biggest thing here. We need your help. I'm not going to sit there and cajole. I'm not going to sit there and manipulate. I'm not that way, but I am going to let you know of the need. So if you'd like to give to the website, click on the upper right-hand corner of the homepage at AMG. We'd like to have you go ahead and support the website. Right now, I'm looking at some XFL. I'm not sure that the 8-team league is viable, but we will be seeing some level of professional football. I can't say it's a high level. Bob Stoops right now is coaching the Dallas Renegades. They're playing at Globe Life Park in Arlington as we speak against the St. Louis Renegades. So we'll see. Some of you who are recovering from your football, not having your football fixed since the Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers 31-20 in the recently completed February 2nd Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. We'll go ahead and see what the situation is there. Wanted to let you know, keeping track of the NBA standings, the Milwaukee Bucks 45-7 in the Eastern Conference, followed by the Toronto Raptors, about 6.5 games behind. The Los Angeles Lakers are 39-12, and then the Los Angeles Clippers 36-16 are in third place, and then in the middle there at I believe 37-16 is the Denver Nuggets. Very tight race in the NBA as we head toward the All-Star break. I love the skills competition. We'll keep you posted in that respect regarding that. Wanted to also let you know that is happening. Current posts up on the AccessMediaGlobal.com include Laker and Clipper highlights from yesterday. The full highlights are there. They're YouTube embedded, so if you would like to look at that, you certainly can. I also wanted to let you know that a little throwback telecast from 1980, the last time the Los Angeles Dodgers in Major League Baseball hosted the All-Star game. It was the 50th or 51st All-Star game at Chavez Ravine. The broadcast is a little bit grainy, but you can definitely get the flavor of that. Some folks broadcasting-wise that we haven't heard from for a while because they are no longer with us include Howard Cosell, Don Drysdale, and and Keith Jackson. Not that Keith Jackson has passed away, but many of the broadcasters who you've grown to love and know, including a young Al Michaels, who's actually working for NBC and doing NFL Sunday night games. He was doing baseball at that time, and it's hard to believe that 40 years have passed since the fine folks at Chavez Ravine have hosted the All-Star game. What reason I mention that is July 14th. Mark it down. 10 days before the Olympics start on July 24th, July 14th, 2020, the Los Angeles Dodgers will host their first Major League Baseball All-Star game in 40 years. So we're looking forward to that. Want to say welcome to everybody who's new listeners, who's a new listener or a new viewer to the website. Want to continue to encourage you to go to the website. We have varied programming, various podcasts, including Richard Deitch, Player FM podcast, Around the League, NFL podcast, when appropriate. You can also go to the baseball page, listen to Buster Olney. There's several things that are available. The website is pretty user-friendly, I believe. A lot of Twitter feeds regarding soccer. Regarding the international community, there is an international page with international headlines from Malaysia to China, Mexico, and Australia, and a few other in sundry places. So be aware of that. This is just an introduction to the website. I want to thank everybody who's listening. Also, the death of Kobe Bryant, former Lakers star, 18-year All-Star, in a helicopter crash. An update there is that the funeral for Kobe Bryant will be held on February. The memorial service will be held at Staples Center this coming February 24th, just a couple of weeks from now. Wanted to go ahead and just introduce that to you and let you know that that's happening. I will try my best to bring you some taped highlights of that, probably via YouTube. That is the most appropriate venue, I believe. If you'd like to contact me with any questions, you're certainly welcome to do so. Any comments, you're welcome to leave some comments at accessmediaglobal.com. Wanted to just go ahead and touch base with you all regarding some of the programming options that you have. This week, I should be back on Friday the 14th as the schedule allows me to be available. We do have some holidays coming up in the United States. President's Day. We also have, Lincoln's, Washington's birthday, which includes a holiday on Monday. So want to go ahead and just have you guys enjoy the website, to enjoy some of the posts. Hopefully I'll be able to do some writing. I'm intrigued by the fact that disgraced third baseman, former Cincinnati Red, Philadelphia Philly, and Montreal Expo from the days of yore, and that would be the late 60s to the early 80s. Pete Rose is asking to be reinstated by MLB. He was banned from MLB baseball for gambling on his games as a manager of the Cincinnati Reds from 1985 to 1987, banned in 1989 permanently by Fay Vincent. The interesting thing about this, and I'm going to comment right now on some of the issues with A.J. Hinch, former manager of the Houston Astros. Baseball is a very pure game. That is to say that unlike any other American niche sports, you certainly have your baseball experts, aficionados, and fans, such as myself, a fan myself of baseball. They want to maintain the purity and the integrity of the game. What this does is, however, I do believe that some of the leadership in the MLB, I'm not a big fan of former Commissioner Bud Selig, but hopefully Rob Manfred will begin to restore some of the integrity of the game, because I do believe that the championships the Astros have won are now tainted based on the sign stealing scandal. The problem with it, though, is they've been trying to steal signs from second base. Let's say you had a runner on second base, and there's been sign communications, but this is egregious in the sense that a lot of the former general managers and the former manager of the Houston Astros was in on it. All right? So what we want you guys to understand is the MLB is going to have to do a rehab project, because most of the fans who patronize MLB games are the average age is about 54, 55 years old, and I'll be coming up on that in a while. Back in the 1970s and 80s, when I was a youngster, baseball was not necessarily baseball was a popular sport. We used to actually go outside and play pickup games in our neighborhood at that particular point in time here in Southern California. The thing is that over the years, some of the younger generation who might be listening right now doesn't have the patience to sit through a 3-hour game. But the average fan is very niche right now. It's a very localized market in the sense for us, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers and Dave Roberts, and of course the Los Angeles Angels now with Anthony Rendon, Jock Peterson, and so forth, Mike Trout, etc., playing for Anaheim. So that's what we see during baseball season, which begins March 26th. It is interesting that in the later here in the month of February, about I'd say 2 to 3 weeks from now, you're going to see spring training open, and we're going to hear the actual pop of the glove and the mitt and the smell of beautiful green grass at Camelback Ranch. As far as where the Dodgers train, and of course the resumption of Angels baseball. Good to see Anthony Rendon in the fold, former Washington National world champion, holding down third base. But I'll be addressing the need for the Los Angeles pitching staff. I'm not sure that Julio Teheran is quite the answer in a high-scoring league. But we'll talk about the Angels. We're going to talk about the Dodgers. We're going to talk about the youth movement of Jerry Dipoto, who has decided that he's waiting till 2021 or 2022 to see how some of his young talent up in the Pacific Northwest develops. So I just want to let you guys know that per the schedule, we're probably going to be back on Friday. At this particular point in time, I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me over the years. This will be a very pivotal year as far as determining whether this podcast continues, and we do definitely need your support. Thank you for listening, and have a great Sunday afternoon from the Bench podcast and AccessMediaGlobal.com. This is the founder, Mark Janish, wishing you a very pleasant, good day and a good sports viewing rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you on Friday, and hopefully that will be February 14th, Valentine's Day. If you love this broadcast and you want to see the podcast survive and thrive and continue, and programming improvements and website improvements, we need your support. So for now, I'm Mark Janish, the host of the From the Bench podcast. Go to the website, and Jim Sirianni, voice of the From the Bench podcast, will be letting you know what it's going to take to continue this broadcast. Thank you for your time, effort, and energy to hear the podcast, Libsyn and Stitcher Radio, among others, and Spotify. For now, I'm Mark Janish, From the Bench podcast, and founder of AccessMediaGlobal.com. Thanks you for listening.
Thank you for listening to the From the Bench Sports Podcast. You can listen to this and any other podcast episode on Libsyn, Stitcher Radio, and Spotify. If you'd like to support the From the Bench podcast, you may go to the AccessMediaGlobal.com website and click on the Donate tab.